Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Francis Gama from Bangalore. This will be my first ever post on the social media, and I do hope this is not the last. What a day to give it a kickstart! International Women's Day. Yesterday, my Toastmasters Club, Smedley Speakers Society, celebrated Women's Day. And I tried rehashing a speech I did more than 20 years ago. It's titled Jewel in the Crown. It doesn't cover all I can say on the subject, but yes, it captures the gist of my thoughts. Here it is. Oh, the shrewdness of their shrewdness when they are shrewd, and the rudeness of their rudeness when they are rude. But the shrewdness of their shrewdness and the rudeness of their rudeness are nothing to their goodness when they are good. I'm referring to a species, a breed, a race of people that I have lived with, interacted with, seen, heard, touched, and even smelt and tasted. I have known them with every possible sensibility as a human, but yet they don't make sense. Then I heard the wise man.
Don't try to understand them. You'll need several lifetimes to do that, but you have only one.
Friends, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth and all things in it. He thought it was good. And then He created man. He found that man did not have a companion to match his caliber. So He made him a helpmate and called her woman. If you look at life from this perspective, man was the crown of creation, simply a part when compared to other living creatures, the lion, the giraffe, or even the sparrow. And woman was a jewel in that crown. Strange, whereas the wise man would say,
They are not meant to be understood. They are just meant to be loved, to be admired and adored for what they have been, for what they are, and what they can be.
oh, that makes the equation very complex. I have had the pleasure of knowing and living with several women in my lifetime. It all began in my mother's womb. She's still alive and kicking, and if I survive her, I will end also in the mother's tomb. I've lived with a strong grandmother, grown up with 3 versatile sisters, flirted with a few pretty lasses, liked a few, loved one, and married the same pretty one. I've had 2 doting daughters, inherited a charming daughter-in-law, seen 3 nieces, countless aunts, and 1 score cousins, besides neighbors, teachers, classmates, and colleagues. I've had many a woman as a friend and made lifetime foes too of a few. That accounts for a lot of women and a lot of rich and resonating experience. That is data for just the ones I have had a reasonably close relationship with. There are many others who have been in and out, without a doubt. Given that exposure, I've learned a little that has left me wise for a lifetime. Though I have had both the pleasure and the pain of seeing the shrewdness, the rudeness, and the goodness that one can see, I am left with neither the fantasy of a sweet odor or the nightmare of a bitter taste, but a pretty decent and good attitude to our counterparts, the womankind. As I saw it 20 years ago, and also as I perceive it now in my middle ages now, a woman, known as the weaker of the two sexes, is not merely a formidable force that procreates to keep the human race from extinction. She is definitely, as poet William Wallace states, the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. You may wonder, like I often did, how does a dainty, delicate darling rule the world? Or you may pass it off as a joke. The truth is, she is neither a weakling nor a sissy. What many may refer to as the weaker sex is not really weak. Listen to what the wise man says.
The weaker sex is the stronger sex because of the weakness of the stronger sex for the weaker sex.
Isn't that true? There are many more arguments that may be used to prove the fact that they are not the weaker sex. That we will hopefully see and do in another episode. While I recognize that there are a number of men who are oppressed, suppressed, and repressed by women, men in general have forever undervalued, underestimated, or understated a woman's worth, and often have held her under their thumb, locked her under their knees, or even many situations attempted to crush her under their foot. Women, parallelly, have spent ages either fighting for liberty or equality, and will probably continue doing so for as long as men will remain MCPs, male chauvinistic pigs. Today, we also see a class of men and another class of women who believe they are the superior gender. And this class of people will only increase in numbers. Neither of us, man or woman, in truth, are either inferior or superior. We are equal, probably differently equal, or complementarily unequal. We have unique roles to perform with equally unique responsibilities to undertake. But we will continue to remain at loggerheads as long as we see life as a temporary phenomenon with physical and material needs that are the end to life. That's not life. That's an ant's view to life. Can we look differently? I think we need a bird's view of life, an eagle's view of life. Let's simply call it the big picture. Oh, now what's the big picture? The big picture is what lies beyond the little picture. Beyond a lifetime of 60 to 100 years that you and I think about. Ask yourself this question. Were we an amazingly beautiful, complex work of art meant to vanish into oblivion after the skin bag of flesh and bone wears and withers? Or were you and I created for more? Think about it. It is only when we begin to fathom the big picture that we men will begin to respect, honor, and hold in high esteem the woman, and also vice versa.